On this episode of Cape Media News, cardboard boats attempt to float on the Bass River, Cape Cod Community College working to engage its alumni, and our Community Impact Series returns with a ride-along with Barnstable Patrol Officer Spencer Jackson. These stories and more. This is Cape Media News. Welcome, everyone. This is Cape Media News, your local authentic newscast for Cape Cod. I'm Sarah Colvin. Thank you so much for joining us today. We start on the banks of the Bass River, where last Saturday the annual Cape Cod Viking 200 Cardboard Challenge was held. Nora Swidey reports.
It's cardboard boating season. The 14th annual Cape Cod Viking 200 Cardboard Boat Challenge met last Saturday at Sundancers on the Bass River. Cape Media News was there.
This is our 14th Cape Cod Viking 200 Cardboard Boat Challenge, named 200 because it's a roughly 200-yard course that goes out to Bass River and around different obstacles. This year we have 13 boats in the water, and some have already sank. We have one boater who has been here for 4 years using the same boat, which is quite a feat. And we have other people that have been back for many years in a row, and some of our favorite spectators are here too.
The family-friendly event featured boats that were constructed entirely out of cardboard, duct tape, glue, and paint. We learned a little bit about the building process.
I'm Pam Kukla, and this is Tom O'Hearn from West Dennis. Tom is the creator and builder of this boat.
It's copper tubing, circular, and we glue that together, and then we use some cardboard up top, and the copper tubing is right there, and that you can see it, that we're going to sit on.
And it's called the Bass River Sparklers as homage to this river, which for centuries actually was a major trade route. The famous packet boats used to use this. And now it just provides a lot of fun for people.
I'm Dave Rubino. I'm based out of Melbourne Beach, Florida.
And I'm Terry Goulart from West Yarmouth. It's called The Peace, Love, and Hope It Floats. And it's just about, spreading peace and love. And I'm a breast cancer survivor, so about hope and spreading awareness.
Captain Scott Lambert.
Captain Josh Mays.
Captain Digger Lapsley.
This is our second year doing the cardboard boat race. We're experienced cardboard boat builders. I wouldn't say that we do it for a living, but we're definitely enthusiasts. And we built the Sad Whaler here over the last month, and also the Man-Eater over here.
Man-Eater 2.
My daughters who are over here, this is their second year doing it. They took first place in the time last year, and it was actually one of the best days that we had in a long time. It was just an amazing, fun day.
I'm Liv, and I'm from Tampa, Florida. Last year we had a shark boat, and it was called the Man-Eater, so we have the same name, just the Man-Eater 2. So we just decided to do Vineyard Vines.
Participants spend many days and weeks building their boats, but there's no guarantee that they'll stay afloat.
It's a challenge to make a boat just out of cardboard, glue, duct tape, and paint.
It's fun, but it did take a long time. We spent several days doing it.
Long 8-hour days.
Yeah, long
and then
days.
some short days decorating.
A good cardboard boat builder will tell you, you can't test them. You just gotta, you gotta build them, let them build themselves, and get them out in the water, and see what they'll do.
It's frightening. I'm frankly terrified. He's not.
Well,
That's my job, being terrified.
Many distinctive awards were given out, including Best Design, Best Team Spirit, and Most Spectacular Sinking. But for those who didn't win an award, there's always next year.
Well, next year's going to be our 15th year, and it is going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. They can go to our website, capecodviking.com, or leydenteam.com. That's LEYDEN team.com. To sign up ahead of time. They can always stop in our office, which is right on Route 28 here in beautiful West Dennis.
For Cape Media News, I'm Nora Swidey.
Up next, Cape Cod Community College is working to engage its alumni.
bye-bye.
Hi,
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Like many in our community, I'm a graduate of Cape Cod Community College, but for many years, the college has had difficulty trying to get alumni like me together. Josh Richards, the college's new alumni engagement coordinator, is tasked with doing just that. Gabrielle Rawson reports.
So many Cape Codders' lives have been enhanced by their time at Cape Cod Community College, and now the revitalized alumni network is hoping to further engage past and current students.
Here on campus, engagement from students, engagement from alumni, whatever it be, has always been a tremendous challenge. And one of the things that we saw was very often we're trying to use the campus as that catalyst to keep people engaged. And we said, well, it's Cape Cod Community College. It's Cape Cod's community college. Put it the other way, let's bring the college out into the community and start engaging off campus. And by engaging local businesses, by throwing events out in the community, out on Main Street.
What I think most colleges lack, and we really want to dive into and further explore, is kind of building a student life outside of the college campus. So what we're here to do is put them outside of the campus, make those connections between alumni and students, and kind of really foster those connections between people.
In addition to fundraisers and events, the network is also planning to provide ways for graduates to positively impact current students.
Long term, I think it would be great to match some of those students up with professionals such as myself in the field, and they could really see that the light at the end of the tunnel. I think oftentimes when you're in class and you're doing homework, you're saying to yourself, how does this apply? And I think it's great to see someone that's out and about and is successful.
Alumni network members are already seeing benefits.
When I came to the first meeting, I realized the amount of talent that had graduated from here. People like Joe McGrail and Adam Gamble, who have had very successful careers, and it really started at the community college. So I think it was great to meet other people who had attended here and were successful.
Cape Cod Community College has done so much for me, so that's why I got involved. If you graduate from the school and you had a great time, you should help out.
I really think that being involved in the community in any sort of way, especially with the school that you used to go to or you do go to, is a great way of exploring your opportunities that you have. Sometimes you never know where you're going to go in life, and things like this, getting involved like that, is really going to set you on a track that you might end up loving.
The first meeting of the Alumni Network is scheduled for August 8th. It will be held from 4:30 until 6 p.m. in the college's trustee boardroom.
So we have a very diverse group, and we want to invite everybody else who's out there, who wants to see the college become more active, see this alumni network really grow to all that it can be, to come out to that meeting on August 8th and participate. When we're here on campus, it's a very knit community, just like the whole Cape is. But that shouldn't stop once you leave here. That closeness and that shared experience of the challenges and the opportunities that Cape Cod affords us all should be carried on, and we should all be there together, in that journey.
To learn more, visit capecod.edu/alumni. For Cape Media News, I'm Gabrielle Rawson.
The alumni event on August 8th is open to all. Tomorrow, young basketball hopefuls have a chance to learn from the pros. Junior Celtics is coming to Cape Cod for the first time.
Well, since 1989, when I first came in the league, it's been almost 30 years. The game has grown, unbelievably. To me, being a teacher, it's hard to teach the kids, the right way to play, especially now with the AU coming on the scene. So I've really dedicated myself, not only in my programs, but with the Celtics, to really trying to teach basketball, especially in the youth, the right way. You have to start the foundation starts in the beginning. So that's what we're trying to really set with all the young kids, create a foundation of playing the right way.
We're really excited to be out here for the first Junior Celtics Youth Basketball Clinic we've hosted on the Cape ever. And so it's going to be a 3-hour basketball clinic, and it's going to be more than just playing the game. It's going to be developing a youth player holistically and incorporating life skills that span beyond the game. And so it'll start at 9 a.m. Kids will file in the gym. Each kid is going to receive a custom Junior Celtics performance t-shirt, which we're really excited about. They're going to come in, they're going to be assigned to a team based on their age, so they'll be with kids of their similar age. And then essentially we're going to rotate and cover different basketball skills and activities. We're going to teach it in a way that's really fun and interesting for kids. Kids aren't going to stay engaged and care about working on their game or practicing if it's not a lot of fun. And so we always make sure that any activity that we do is competitive and kids are working hard and they're having a really great time. And we're really excited to have some of our Celtics guests incorporated in the event, whether it's a Celtics legend or an assistant coach or a mascot. We know how much young people look up to our Celtics VIPs, and so if they get in front of them in front of this event and there's a team photographer there, those memories are going to last a lifetime.
There's a lot of kids who are interested in basketball but don't really have that kickstart that pushes them totally towards it. So I think what we do, we see a lot of kids that now want to play basketball, and I think we're encouraging a lot of people, especially young people, to play through our programs. Especially girls. I think a lot of girls come in and they kind of say, oh, this is pretty cool, and then you realize, okay, they really want to try to do this from that point on. So it's also not only the teaching and the learning and the fundamentals, but we're also trying to bring more people into the game and encourage people to play the game, because again, it's a part of life. We try to encourage them to do and find the things they love to do, because I wake up every day, go to my gym and play basketball 11 o'clock every morning. I do what I want to do, and I try to encourage them, if it's not basketball, figure out what that is and take that path so you can be whoever you want to be and do what you would like to do when you grow up. That's the key we try to teach.
And that clinic is Saturday, August 4th from 9 to noon at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center. Up next, substance use issues in focus as we ride along with Barnstable Police. The use and abuse of substances like opiates and alcohol keep our local police officers busy. Our Community Impact series takes a look at these issues. We hear directly from police officers out in the field. This week we get an update on opioids and touch on the issue of alcohol abuse. We are out on the road with Barnstable Patrol Officer Spencer Jackson to see what he sees on a typical summer night. Tonight we talk about substance abuse issues that make up the majority of police activity, issues that include the ongoing opioid crisis.
Yeah, things were quiet with overdoses over the winter. Recently we've had an overdose death 2 weeks ago in Hyannis. And then a kid that grew up here overdosed and died in New Bedford. There's been a couple around. It seems to be kind of picking up a bit. Over the spring it was quiet. We didn't go to as many overdose calls as we used to. Last summer we were doing them all the time, like almost every shift, couple of shifts. And now some of the ones we're getting are fatals.
The reason for the uptick in fatal overdoses, Jackson says, is fentanyl, a synthetic opioid that is much more potent than heroin. Drug users typically don't know when heroin is mixed with or replaced by the stronger and deadlier drug.
When I started on the job 5-6 years ago, you'd see a lot of heroin, and now all of the stuff that we're testing, the opiates that we're testing, are all fentanyl. When people use it, they can get a lot of fentanyl and overdose and die, or get nothing. It's so inconsistent, that's what makes it so dangerous. You take a quantity of that, you break it up, and you add your cut, and they mix it up, and you take a small quantity of that out. You don't know if it's a lot of fentanyl, no fentanyl, or anything in between. So you get very inconsistent amounts.
All it takes to fall into addiction is just one try.
There's no turning the clock back after you make the decision. I've talked to a lot of addicts that regret for their entire life ever making the first move of, shooting heroin for the first time. And their life it's never the same after that. They're always chasing that high, it's never the same. And they can be clean for a bit, but some of these people will always go back. So it's a really kind of like alters your mental status once you do that first shot.
While the battle against the opioid crisis continues on the streets, alcohol remains the top problem substance in town.
Going to C Street for an intoxicated male. We deal with this guy all the time. Heavy alcoholic.
Jackson says nearly 60% of the calls he responds to on a nightly basis are alcohol related.
It's huge.
RP stated he's in his apartment now, but was stumbling.
The amount
around
of
the parking lot
intoxicated
earlier.
person calls we go on.
IP.
Obviously I work eve shift, but it's pretty ridiculous. Several times a shift, every day. People just drinking to an absurd level and causing enough problems that police get called to resolve that.
And it's not just a problem in the busy summer months.
Well, we have our homeless population, which is a large population, and most of them have drug or alcohol issues, or both, mental health issues. So they do the same thing year-round, abuse drugs and alcohol, especially the alcohol abuse to a ridiculous level all the time. Obviously, normal people drink more in the summer, but which can cause problems, and obviously our population booms, so summer's busy with that.
A Barnstable County study released in 2015 indicates 8% of Cape Cod's population is dependent on alcohol, compared to 3% dependent on opioids.
The amount of people that suffer from alcoholism and how difficult it is, or how difficult it makes people's lives, because it ruins their lives and they just can't get away from it. We see these same people that we place in protective custody hundreds of times in their life. It's all the time. Same people getting PC'd all the time, protective custody all the time, because they get inebriated and...
Do you feel like they're getting the help they need?
If they want it. I think, the help is definitely there, services are there. But you can't make the horse drink water,
Yeah.
So
True.
if they want it, the help is there. But a lot of them don't want it, or deny the issue, or just think it's a part of their life and wouldn't have it any other way. I don't know.
Spencer Jackson is a Barnstable Police Patrol officer. This is Community Impact on Cape Media News.
Screaming, step it up.
And a special thanks to Cape Media News correspondent Thomas Milkey, who rode along with Officer Jackson and is working to get the footage for our Community Impact series. On next week's installment, we'll hear from police officers frustrated by the criminal justice system and how they stay motivated when criminals continue to be released back out on the streets. Local law enforcement, meanwhile, are hosting National Nights Out, an effort to connect the community with our police officers. National Night Out is celebrated on Tuesday, August 7th. The Dennis Police Department is hosting a meet and greet and barbecue from 4 to 7 at the Dennisport Village Green, and Yarmouth Police will gather at the Simpkins Field on Route 28 from 5 to 8. All are invited. And that brings another episode of Cape Media News to a close. Stay up to date with us online at capemedia.org. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram too. I'm Sarah Colvin. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.